You know, movies are something that I've come to love as I've gotten older. I wasn't one to sit down and watch many of them when I was younger, but nowadays, I like to consider myself a moviegoer, a connoisseur. However, as you guys may know, for every few good movies, there's always the weird one. That movie that either leaves you so uncomfortable or so confused or so I don't know what to feel. So today I'll be going over some of the movies I thought and even some of y'all thought were super weird. Like one weird movie that immediately comes to mind is Zootopia. Now this one may be a surprise to y'all because it's such a popular film. It's a Disney movie about a society of animal people, you know, bunnies, giraffes, donkeys, almost every animal you can think of, it was there. You can see why it's so popular, but I regret to inform y'all, it's weird. Don't get me wrong though, it's an enjoyable movie with the usual Disney twist villain and a really powerful message about the prejudice minorities could face. You know, I liked it, but I can't help but think Mickey knew what this would create. He knew where the money was, he knew who the target demographic was. Those dang furries. I was like 13 at the time this movie released, and I already knew this thing was gonna do postmortem numbers in the furry community. Yeah, that's right. My problem with this movie is not the movie itself. It's the community it created. Y'all know I don't like judging people on this channel often, but the Zootopia fandom is weird. Like, come on, bro. What is this? Or this? Or this? Like, what the? Y'all can call me a crazy conspiracy theorist, but I know they played into it on purpose. Like, they literally have this one scene in the movie where our main characters go to like this yoga place, and every animal there has no clothes on. Like, they're meant to be naked. I get it's supposed to be funny, haha. But pause! You got elephant poom poom all up in your face. Like, talking about some yoga. What kind of sick cover up is this? This is a Diddy party for animals. Then, if you also notice, out of all the animals I mentioned earlier, the bunnies, the giraffe, the donkeys, all those, they're missing one very, very popular animal. That's right. Monkeys. There's no form of monkeys in Zootopia at all. No apes, no chimps, no baboons, nothing. The creator says because they want to stay as far away from humans as possible and primates are too close to humans and blah blah blah. That's obviously a lie. Bad excuse. I ain't even come from a monkey. My mom is clearly human, okay? The reason they actually excluded them is because no furries dress up as monkeys. They're still pandering. When you think of furry, monkey doesn't come to mind. That would have been bad marketing. Furries don't look at Curious Georges or King Kongs. They look for nine-tailed foxes and Charizards for some reason. Ugh. That's the only reason they wouldn't include monkeys. Either that or they foresaw this whole pox situation we got going on in the world right now. That would low-key be a good reason too. Another movie I found weird was Hoodwink. You see, this one also has a large animal cast, but it doesn't have a weird fan base like Zootopia. And it's low-key peak. Like, the movie is genuinely enjoyable. It's a huge fever dream. It's more of a what is even going on kind of weird. This movie's a spin on the Little Red Riding Hood story, but instead of it being the classic, oh, Granny got turned into a wolf again, it's a whodunit movie. A mystery movie where we go through the perspectives of the entire cast. Little Red, the grandma, the wolf, a lumberjack, and a squirrel to find out who's going around stealing recipes and goodies from around the woods. Now, while the plot of this movie is simple, these characters are all over the place. Little Red now knows karate like she's a part of Cobra Kai or something. The grandma, instead of being a helpless grandma, is like this action movie adrenaline junkie. The big bad wolf isn't bad at all and is voiced by the guy from Emperor's New Groove. The lumberjack isn't a lumberjack, he's an aspiring actor. And the squirrel? This dude is clearly off that snow. These characters are ridiculous. They even got that one goat that went viral on TikTok, the did I do. Thank you. Another thing for me was this movie's animation, cause it's like really bad. Like sometimes it's hilariously bad, but other times it was just scary. This movie also reminded me of how silly the original Red Riding Hood story is, cause if you can mistake your grandma for an 180-pound wolf, then that says something about your granny. I'm sorry. Take her to a Brazilian wax place or something, cause that's gross. But those are the more silly animated movies. That's not the ones that are hard to watch. Like a movie like The Human Centipede. I don't think I have to explain why this one was so disturbing. I mean, the title pretty much tells you a crazy scientist wanted to make a human centipede for some reason, so he made a human centipede for some reason. If you want to know more about how it works, just watch that South Park episode. I'm not even gonna recommend the movie. Another one of those hard to watch ones is Midsummer. And I'm saying it now. If you're a kid, please avoid this movie. And if you're an adult, definitely avoid this movie. Unless you go through some form of mind strengthening training, just don't watch it. This movie is the definition of uncomfortable. It touches upon and shows a bunch of stuff that could get this video the age restriction of death. So you two, please chill. This movie's about this girl named Danny and her boyfriend who are not in the happiest of relationships, I'll say. They're a little toxic and the boyfriend might not love her anymore. And after Danny goes through her very own Sasuke Uchiha origin story, like, it was bad. Her boyfriend and some friends go up to Sweden for this super rare once in a blue moon midsummer festival. And when they get there, that's when stuff gets weird. The people in this village are pretty much a cult with these weird practices like euthanizing their elders, making some strong Bloody Marys, I'll say, taking hallucinogens, and debatably, the worst one, human sacrifices. Surprise! This cult is a murderous one. And these dudes do not play. They killed one dude for trying to take a picture of their sacred text, which is like, might be a little understandable, but kill him? Then they murked the couple that came with them for just trying to leave. They drowned the girlfriend and performed the blood eagle on the boyfriend. I don't know if y'all know what the blood eagle is, but it's bad. Then they killed one dude for peeing on a tree. Like, come on, bruh. He's giving back to nature. These cult people are evil. They're sick. Like, what's going on, PewDiePie? I thought Swedish people were chill. And that wasn't even the worst of it yet. The worst of it was the ending of the movie. So after all their friends got brutally packed up, all that's left is Danny and her boyfriend, who are both mentally shattered at this point. If it's not from all them drugs, it's from those strong drinks. And after Danny witnesses what looks like her boyfriend cheating on her, and I say looks like because I assure you that is not what was happening at all. The village people crown her the queen of the midsummer festival. She gets the choice to sacrifice her now paralyzed cheater boyfriend, and yes, they did paralyze him, or a random sweet old innocent villager. And obviously she chooses the boyfriend. This scene is just so messed up because it's like, okay, he's not the best person, but if you know the context of what Danny saw happen in that room, this is just a huge misunderstanding. The dude did not cheat on her. It was more like he was being forced to cheat, if you get what I'm saying. Then after Danny's decision, they burn all the sacrifices in this like triangle building. All the Swedish people start screaming and dancing, and Danny smiles, finally feeling content. Content in quotations because she pretty much lost her mind. When you finish this movie, it's just like, what did I just watch? Then you realize this movie was made by the same dude who made Hereditary and The Strange Thing About the Johnsons. And if you've never seen that film, now that's a weird film. But although Midsummer scarred me, there is one movie that scarred me even worse. One movie that I watched around the same time as Zootopia, and it's another animated movie. Sausage Party. I'm sure some of y'all remember this one, and if you don't, good. Don't remember. It's about these sentient food and grocery store items who see us humans as gods. Stop it, bro. Even Celtics fans go grocery shopping from time to time, and those are the least godly things on earth. And after a group of them find out what humans really be doing with our food, they start trying to warn the other items. And this movie is like the dark Toy Story for foods, because we really see how messed up stuff looks from their perspective. Like, they had this whole scene that looked like Omaha Beach on D-Day with grapes, Oreos, PB&J all getting brutally murked, and it looks super intense and super scary and super sad, when in reality it was just a cleanup on aisle 5. But this movie really did have me feeling bad for my food. Like, if I had known my salami and plantains were really going through it like that, then I wouldn't have. No, that's a lie. I'm still eating them. But weirdest of all, this movie had me worried that my salami and plantains might be trying to get freaky deaky with each other. Yes, that's the weirdest part of this movie. It's not what us humans do to our food or the literal evil douche running around. It's all the freaky tension throughout this movie. Like, these food items were itching to get one in. And don't get me wrong, it's funny. But that is a scary concept if you ask me. I would hate to have finished doing groceries and the second I walk out my kitchen, these dudes start trying to get their freak on. Like, imagine just hearing The Weeknd coming from your fridge and you don't know what's going on. And the movie wasn't subtle about it either. I mean, the title, bruh. Read the title. We literally follow a wiener and a curvy hot dog bun, and their goal is to get up inside each other. I'm not pausing that. That's actually their goal. And all this tension builds up and gets released. You see, I'll pause that one. Pause on that. At the very end of the movie, where we got the freakiest, most adult, most out-of-pocket food scene in any movie ever. I literally can't show this, so I'm gonna throw up a huge censored bagel or something and break down what happens. But be warned, it's graphic. So first, the wiener and the bun start all over the top shelf in front of everyone. And then, out of nowhere, the taco comes in with her leg in. So then the other foods are like, damn, I don't wanna be left out. So then they all start at an obtuse angle, and then they. And just when you thought it was over, the bagel comes in and with his elbow, and then he. It was crazy. I mean, even the juice was all over the place. And in the end, they all just on the at the same time. So it was pretty much a Diddy party for foods. That was pretty much all the movies I wanted to go over today. There's a lot more that I thought were weird, like the B movie. As my boy Ken said, why are you leaving your boyfriend for a B? I don't know. Comment down below any more movies you guys want me to go over, and maybe a part 2, maybe. And moral of the story, ugh.